if they're going to be earning that kind of money, they have the potential for... All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. A little bit about myself. I have a background in accounting. I started out as a CPA. I stopped doing that a while back, but I do have over 30 years of experience in working with numbers and accounting, and I also have a lot of experience in investing. So I hope to share some of that experience, and together maybe we can all make some money. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're making a push for 5,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. Today's video is a viewer's choice video. So every Friday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just after the market closes for the week, we do a live stream, and the winner of our weekly contest last week was Ryan, the guy's guy, and he picked the company Canaan, stock ticker CAN. We cover a lot of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining stocks on our channel, so this company is adjacent to all that. So with that said, let's take a look at Canaan. Okay, so this is the homepage of their website. This is the English translation. This is a Chinese company. Obviously, I'm looking at this in English. What they say below, supercomputing is what we do. And that's the essence of this company. They have shifted into ASIC miners, and so they are now very much a part of the Bitcoin mining ecosystem. So just a quick look at some of the numbers on this company. They're trading at just over $10 right now. They're up 6.68% on the day today. Today is Friday, November 19th. It's the middle of the trading day. This stock tends to trade very much in tandem with the Bitcoin mining companies. There is an extreme correlation there. Bitcoin's having a good day today, so Canaan's having a good day today. I really don't think that it should be tethered to that. Market cap is $1.7 billion, so this is a small cap company. I think the best way to get to know this company is they just put out their Q3 earnings report. So I'd like to go through that report and talk about the company's operations. Okay, so Canaan Inc. reports unaudited third quarter 2021 financial results, November 16th. So that was earlier this week. Total computing power sold was 6.7 million terahash per second. That is up 128.4% from 2.9 million. And it's up 12.9% from 5.9 million in the previous quarter, the second quarter 2021. Next thing they talk about is cash. So this company is in a very good cash situation. They have a healthy balance sheet. So they say as of September 30th, the company had cash and cash equivalents of US $263.6 million. So let's take a look at revenue. Revenue was $204.5 million US dollars, representing an increase of 708% from the same period in 2020 and an increase of 21.8% from the second quarter of 2021. So I want to stop for a minute and just show you guys the growth rate that this company has had, because it is staggering. In the second quarter of 2021, you'll see the total revenue goes up to 167.5 million US dollars. That's up 168.8% over the first quarter 2021. So quarter over quarter, that's a 168% increase after they just had a 10x increase from the fourth quarter to the first quarter. This company's growth cannot be overstated. They have gone from under $6 million of revenue in US dollars 3 quarters ago to over $200 million in revenue this quarter ended September 30th. I'm going to skip down to the end of their most recent report that they just put out a few days ago because I want to show you their business outlook. For the fourth quarter of 2021, the company expects total revenues to have a sequential increase of 35 to 50%. So that's quarter over quarter. They're looking to potentially maybe go to $300 million in sales in the fourth quarter. So this is astronomical growth. Now let's take a look at what they're doing with it. Are they making any money on all of this revenue that they're bringing in? We looked at net revenue of $204.5 million. Gross profit, $115.1 million. So that is greater than a 50% gross profit. So the margins in this company are phenomenal. Let's go to net income. Net income was $72.5 million. That's a 35% net income off of net revenues. So that is outstanding. So this is a very profitable company, and they're just getting going. Even just 2 quarters ago, their net income was $0.2 million. So they've gone from $0.2 million in the first quarter to over $70 million of profit in the third quarter. And they anticipate growing between 35 and 50% in the fourth quarter. So these are extremely impressive numbers. Now this makes sense because basically what these guys have shifted to, they make Bitcoin mining machines. Okay, the last thing I want to take a look at in this quarterly update is recent development, the company's share repurchase update. So this company has gotten so financially healthy, and in their opinion, their stock is so undervalued, they are repurchasing shares. So I want to read this. On September 20th, 2021, the company announced that its board of directors had authorized a share repurchase program under which the company may repurchase up to $20 million of its outstanding ADSs, each representing 15 Class A ordinary shares. This is a Chinese company, so they trade in the United States on American Depository Shares, or ADSs. That is very common. I'm just pointing it out because it's the language that they use here. Okay, so that's a look at their financial position. Let's take a look at their chart. I'm going to zoom out for the moment. This goes back 1 year. You will see I have a red line here at around $5.34, so call it $5. This stock was back at this price somewhere in January before it had a large breakout. It has traded back down to this twice, once in July and once here on September 29th. And you'll notice September 29th has been the day that I have been using as the start day for this most recent Bitcoin bull run. That was Canaan's low, as it was most of the Bitcoin miners' recent low. And when we zoom in, you'll see they've gone up quite a bit since then. But what I wanted to show you is back in January, February, and March, when things were heating up big time with Bitcoin and with these small cap, high growth stock companies, this company reached almost $40 on March 12th. So again, it's trading at around $10 right now. That was its peak. By the middle of April, it had gotten itself down to about $15. And it actually headed from 15 all the way down as we talked. It got near $5 twice since then. So with that said, I want to zoom in and take a look at a more recent picture. This is from April forward. So you can see here around April 26th, very near the end of April, they were up at $15. From there, over the next several months, they were trending downwards towards their low, somewhere around the $5 mark. Here in July, they bounced back up over $10 in August, and $10 is where they are right now. So I just kind of want to point out that you can see they were at around 10 here, they were at around 10 here, they were at around 10 here again. They got up to 10, they pulled back a little, and now they're back to 10. That seems to be one of the checkpoints along the way for this company, is around the $10 mark, which is where it's at right now. So having said that, I'm looking at a reasonably recent high back in April of $15. So I'm not going to do an analysis on the $40 that they were trading at earlier this year. You know, everything seemed to spiral out of control. I do think that's a potential long-term price target for this company. Their growth rate was incredible. So not only the top line, but the bottom line profits. They went from basically making less than $1 million to making more than $70 million just in 2 quarters. And it looks like they expect to do considerably better than that in the 4th quarter. So the next few quarters will be key. Time will tell. But so if you look at their profitability, and again, I don't think there's any analysts covering this at all, but as I looked through their 4 most recent quarterly reports, it looks to me like they have the potential to have earnings of over $1 per share next year, maybe even $2 per share. And again, this is not financial advice. That is speculation on my part. I am just trying to forecast their growth over the last 4 quarters and take into account management's estimate for their growth in the 4th quarter. And it looks to me like this could be a $1 or $2 earnings per share type of a company in 2022. Now they're trading at $10 a share. So you will see that is a very, very low PE ratio. So there's a lot that has to happen between now and then for all of that to come to fruition. But it does go to my point that for this stock to double would still leave it at a pretty reasonably low PE ratio if they can execute as they've talked about. So I'm not looking at the double here. I'm just looking at going from $10 to $15. So from their current stock price, you can see that's almost a 50% increase. So that to me is a pretty modest goal if Bitcoin remains healthy and on the move. So, because remember, this line straight up is the Bitcoin bull run that we're in right now since September 29th. So, and you can see Bitcoin's pulled back a little over the last few days. So this has had a little bit of a pullback as well. So this is tending to trade really right along with Bitcoin. Having said that, as they continue to put out their quarterly reports, if they're going to be earning that kind of money, they have the potential for a lot of upside. I do have to mention, this is a Chinese company headquartered in Beijing. A lot of the Chinese stocks have been under some heavy pressure. Alibaba is a big example of one. NIO in the EV sector is a big example. Those stocks have been underperforming drastically, and a lot of that is due to just some foreign relations type stuff. This is not a politics channel, but I do have to acknowledge the fact that that does affect the share price. So one of the reasons this is probably underpriced is that downward pressure on Chinese stocks at the moment. So I just put that out there. I don't know how that's going to affect the stock over time, but it does seem to be a factor at the moment. So I guess in summary, this seems to be a very healthy company. They have an extremely healthy cash position. They have the cash and confidence to the point where they've actually got a stock buyback program going, which goes to the point that they believe they're very undervalued. We looked at their sales and income, and I talked price earnings. From all of those standpoints, this does seem still to be very undervalued. And you can see they are down about 73%, almost 75% from their all-time high. Now, again, I don't know how realistic that all-time high is, but this is a 75% pullback. You would think that does leave some room for a company that's operating so well. I mean, remember looking at their first quarter numbers. Their sales were minimal compared to what they are right now. So as this company has grown gigantically, their stock price has pulled back almost 75%. The last thing worth noting, from a risk-reward standpoint, we've talked about where this stock could go on the upside, and it does look like it has a lot of potential reward. But I do want to say that this has twice revisited the $5 area over the last several months. So, depending on the health of Bitcoin, there is downward risk down. It looks like down to about $5 if history is any indication. So that's your downside risk. Based on operations, to me, this looks like a good risk-reward trade. So I am not in this stock right now. I am going to consider taking a position in this. I have not as of yet. That wraps up my viewer's choice video selection from last Friday's live feed. I want to let everybody know, just because a viewer picks a company doesn't mean I'm going to say positive things about it. I'm going to do an honest evaluation. So I think I've tried to be honest and show the upside and the downside on their risk. There is some risk. There is some potential reward. All in all, I do like the company. But again, this is not financial advice, so please do your own due diligence and make your own buying decisions. So thank you so much for watching. If you've stuck to the end, do me a favor and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video.